What is the first thing that you do when you wake up in the morning? Well, most of us try to reach out for our phones, check our WhatsApp. And if you did that this morning, you would have encountered a very peculiar feature. WhatsApp sent you an acceptance page and it has revised its terms and its conditions. You had to either accept that or lose access to WhatsApp altogether. Now, quite strange, right? Why would they impose something like this on us? What exactly is it that WhatsApp has now changed? WhatsApp updates its private policy and terms of service quite often, but not to this degree. These changes relate to WhatsApp sharing information with Facebook and its subsidiaries. Remember, it's the same owner who owns both the companies, and that's one of the peculiar reasons why this has really been hammered on us. WhatsApp also brought some changes in the privacy almost silently earlier in this week. So that's what I said. If you woke up, you would see a little pop-up on your WhatsApp app. Once you went there, you had to the only option there was to accept this, else you would lose any access to the app altogether. It also informed Android and iPhone users through an app notice earlier. Also, WhatsApp can now share your number, transaction data completely with Facebook. It can also share information with Facebook on how you interact with others. Say, who are the people you're interacting most with? Who are your friends? Who are people that you share your good morning, good evening messages with? WhatsApp also says that this is a policy change to promote safety. Quite an oxymoron over there. To promote safety, they say, security across Facebook company products as well. But how does that really add up? How do they end up accessing more data, more information about you and I, plug it in their Facebook system and then say it's all for safety? Doesn't really add up over there. So let me bring in an expert who will be able to break it down for us, hopefully. All right, Jitin Jain is back on NDTV with all his info and decoding what this entire new privacy update is all about. Jitin, I don't understand this. Let me start by saying this. WhatsApp has said that they're sharing more information, and we all have WhatsApp on our phones now, more information that you and I might have on our phones, plugging it into their Facebook system. And they're saying it's for privacy. What does that even mean?
See, you have to understand, when Facebook bought WhatsApp almost 5 years ago, WhatsApp was the most popular instant messaging P2P app in the world. And there were privacy concerns, and it was in the time of Snowden revelations. And Facebook was very categorical in telling the world that at no point of time we will ever share WhatsApp data with Facebook or any of its affiliated companies. Now that debate is settled, people have forgotten about it. Now Facebook wants to integrate all its apps. So I think almost a month ago, they integrated Instagram messaging with Facebook. So today from Instagram, you can message your Facebook friends, and from Facebook, you can message your Instagram friends. So it's cross-platform integration which is going on. Now in the stage 3, now they are saying that since WhatsApp is also a Facebook family product, we are going to integrate WhatsApp with also Facebook family products. How exactly they are going to do it, they are not very clear. But they are talking about data. They are saying that whatever what they are going to collect, your IP addresses, your device details, IP addresses, your connections, mobile network, device details, the data you share, they are going to collect that. And they are very categorical this time to say that whatever you upload, whatever you share, download, or in a way, put on WhatsApp, they will have rights to reproduce that, temporary rights, movable rights to reproduce that. So in a way, they can use your content.
Give me an example.
They have. So tomorrow, if you were to upload a photo, as per their policy, they might be able to reproduce that content in their ads. You can't stop it. And they are very categorical. If you don't want to agree to this privacy policies by February, you can quit the WhatsApp platform. So it's take it or leave it.
1 second. Hold on over there. Now, Jitin, you are telling me that if I have, just clarify this for me. You are telling me on WhatsApp tomorrow, if I share a picture of myself with another contact of mine, Facebook has access to that picture. That's what you're telling me.
No.
Then?
They are saying anything you upload, any information, they can reproduce it. That includes everything. Now, whether they collect your photos,
what does that
mean? Yeah?
What does reproduce that information mean?
The information includes everything. Now, they are not very specifically saying that they will reproduce your photos. But here is the important thing. They are saying that now WhatsApp data, WhatsApp content will be shared with Facebook and their network of family products. Now the question is, WhatsApp has been saying all along that they don't collect any data at all. So what is that information what they are going to share? So essentially now WhatsApp will become like Facebook. They will have access to your conversation in a very rounded manner or a circle of conversations. It is an end-to-end privacy on WhatsApp. They will operate like any other messaging platform. They will apply, comply with the law enforcement request. They will store your data. They will do all sort of analytics, not only for WhatsApp, but for Facebook. They will monetize your data. So in a way, you can understand that now WhatsApp is equivalent to Facebook. Whatever Facebook does with your data, they will also do with the data on WhatsApp.
Jitin,
so it's
just
end of privacy on
explain this with the help of a few examples for my viewers. Because people, like we said, did not have an option. They had to either stay on WhatsApp and accept these changes or leave the app altogether. They weren't given an option really over here. So what is the level of access that Facebook through WhatsApp now has over your and my data? Give me a couple of examples. Will they be able to access the pictures that are uploaded?
Let's take a specific example. When you share a video to a friend for the first time, you will see that, video uploading up to 100%. It takes a while to send that video. Now, second time you forward that video, it just goes in like nanoseconds. Because WhatsApp temporarily stores that video or a content so that next time if you want to forward, they will simply not create a copy, but just give that link. Now in the policy, they are saying that we will store your data to, make our algorithms work better. In a way, they are going to store your data. And they say whatever is the Facebook policy now will also apply on WhatsApp data. Now, Facebook policy is to comply with law enforcement requests to share your conversations, share your details, do all sort of analytics, monetize them, give it to the ad revenue people, give it third-party analytics. So whatever Facebook has been doing with your data on which you have done many shows, the same things will happen on WhatsApp data, and it cannot happen unless and until WhatsApp starts collecting your personal conversation data. So now we can live in that mirage that still WhatsApp will only collect my device details, metadata and stuff, not the actual content of my conversations. We can live in that fool's paradise. We can believe it, but it is going to happen anyways. The policy allows them to do that.
Wow, that's a lot to sort of actually sink in. Pawan Duggal, is that even legal?
Well, there is a policy vacuum in the country. And because there's a policy vacuum, because the fact that India does not have a privacy law, because we don't have a law on data protection, service providers like these go ahead and exploit that vacuum to the hilt. First and foremost, let me get that very, very clear. Despite the Supreme Court making our right to privacy as a fundamental right, there are no effective remedies for those private entities who will go ahead and violate other people's data, because at best you can only seek for damages, and the law of damages in the country is very poorly developed. Number two, we should not be surprised. From September 2016, WhatsApp has been sharing its entire data with Facebook and Facebook group of companies. But now with this new changes in the privacy policy, it will be also sharing your transaction data, your internet
Explain with
protocol
example,
address.
what is the difference between the two?
Well, previously they were sharing data about me and the kind of stuff that I was doing. Right now, when I do a transaction on WhatsApp, my transaction details, including financial details, what all did I transact? How much did I transact? What all card did I use? What was my account number? What are the details of the transaction? What was the internet protocol address that was used by me for doing the said transaction? All of that is now going to be shared with Facebook and Facebook group of companies. So from just
for
normal data,
so that my viewers understand this correctly, this means that if I were to send a message to you, Pawan Duggal, WhatsApp earlier knew that there is a message going from Sonal to Pawan. Now, under the new policy, they will also know the content of that message.
Under the previous position of the privacy policy of WhatsApp as of September 2016, WhatsApp was sharing the entire contents of the communication between Sonal and Pawan with Facebook and Facebook group companies. Now, these new changes mean if I now go and do a transaction on WhatsApp, maybe buy something for 200 rupees or 500 rupees, use my credit card number or use my internet banking. Now, all that transaction details, which is my sensitive personal data, will also now be shared by WhatsApp with the entire Facebook group of companies. further, my internet protocol address, my IP address, which is my sensitive personal data, my personally identifiable data, would also now be shared with Facebook group of companies. So the net effect of this is, rather than just normal data, rather than just personal data, WhatsApp is now taking the next leap of faith forward, which is going ahead and monetizing your sensitive personal data, because your transaction data is your sensitive personal data.
Okay.
Now for that,
has
they would be
WhatsApp
required.
done that only in India, or is this been a global change?
Well, I think it's been a part of a well thought of a global exercise, but in India, it assumes a new connotation, because when you are dealing, handling, or processing sensitive personal data, then clearly you are required to have very stringent level of compliances under the Information Technology Act and under the rules and regulations. Now, it will be up to WhatsApp to show how it is complied with Indian law. But yes, because there are policy vacuums still, there will be a lot of gray zones which WhatsApp will be able to just bypass, because the clarity is non-existent. The government has still not come up with a dedicated legal framework.
But I'm not sure if WhatsApp would be able to do that in China, for example. It's easily done here in India, but we're not sure if that's going to work out. But last question, Jitin, coming here at this point, what will WhatsApp and Facebook put together do with this data?
Did you ever see an ad on WhatsApp? No. Did they ever tell you that what they do with your data? No. They are giving you a free service. They are giving you a free product. When the product is free, you are the product. So it is as simple as that. They will, give your data to the third-party data analytics companies to see what sort of ad to show on WhatsApp tomorrow. They might use that data to show on your Facebook ads, because now your Facebook and WhatsApp profiles will be linked. Now you have to understand, see, now WhatsApp is launching WhatsApp payments in India and many other African and European countries. So obviously they would have to collect a lot of data to make those transactions secure and successful. Now, governments across the world are obviously, asking WhatsApp to store conversations and share them during the law enforcement investigation. So governments are going to stand behind WhatsApp. WhatsApp is going to tell you that, look, I need to complete your transactions in a very secure manner. So I need to have some sort of security available so that tomorrow if a fraud happens, I need to investigate. Now, once they have the data, once they collect the data, there is no way they can deny to a government or a law enforcement agency, if they have the data, to not to share with them during the investigation. Now there are two things. WhatsApp, whatever WhatsApp officials may say on air, on record, or in the press release.
Currently not
but
saying
whatever
anything
the
at all.
policy speaks, whatever the policy speaks, policy allows them to collect everything what you are sharing, uploading, downloading, or writing, including your device information, other accounts you are using, your IP addresses, your which network, telecom network you are using, your battery level you are using, and the connectivity level you have. So they would have access. And now, if you have access to that sort of data, 40 crore people in India, I mean, you are sitting on a money-making machine. Now, you can use that money-making machine to monetize.
Just take a pause over there.
WhatsApp,
Let all that you've said right now, Jitin and Pawan, sink in to our viewers' mind. And let that sink in next time they actually go to WhatsApp and go on Facebook. I'm hoping this video will also be shared on WhatsApp and Facebook. And perhaps then the word will get out. For the moment, we leave it there, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us.